Hey guys, Mysterious JG here. Just letting you know real quick that I'm doing another Nobunaga's Ambition Let's Play, and there's an opportunity for people to submit characters, but only if you're going to donate $100 to Zerfall's charity stream, which is coming up. There's going to be more detail to come. I wanted to throw in a super fast intro because I got into the mode of walking through character creation, and it just turned into a 40-minute video. So I want to preface this by saying if you're not going to submit a character, you don't really need to watch this video. If you just want to watch the LP, but you're not going to submit a character, you don't really need to watch this video. It's going to be some details on character submission. But I do hope you guys will consider submitting. Even if you can't donate $100, you should donate something to Zerfall's charity stream because it's always a good, it's a good thing. It's a good cause fighting against MS for the MS Association of Canada. And in order to get people in the mood, I'm going to quick show the game intro, and then I'm going to cut to something I recorded earlier where I go through a long explanation of the character creation process. But there's no gameplay in this video at all. It's going to be 45 minutes long. You don't need to watch it if you're not interested. Let's watch the Nobunaga's Ambition intro scene to get suitably psyched. Come on, Nobunaga's Ambition intro scene. Come on. Well, let's go. Looking to get psyched here. Oh, I love the Koshibasawa production. I don't know what you would call it, the fanfare. Always pretty cool. So 1600 is like Sekigahara times, I thought. Yeah, this would be Sekigahara. Big old armies on both sides. So we're looking at Sekigahara, which I never really pieced together, and then suddenly we're like, you know what, forget Sekigahara, check out this guy. I mean, he's dead. Don't smoke. He would be dead by the time of Sekigahara. It's always possible that some kind of evil guy using, like, you know, spirit energy and Amrita will bring him back, but I'm not sure that you can really trust it to do what you say. I might be mixing up multiple Kowai properties here, though. Ah, rifling. Yes, and the most dramatic moment of all, when the DualShock 4 battery level is low. My favorite part, where he becomes Dr. Manhattan in the Watchmen movie. Anyway, Nobunaga's Ambition, Sphere of Influence. This was one of my favorite games that I've LP'd through, so I wanted to LP through it again. I'll touch on this, because in a minute I'm going to jump back to some previously recorded comments about, you know, I'm playing this game, there's other games people might want me to play, I'm going to play this one. Jump in, donate. If you're going to donate $100 to Zerfall's charity stream, the links are in the description for the video below on where you can go do that. And then in the comments section of this video, you can include the information to create your character based on the instructions that will follow. Hope a decent number of you guys are willing to do it and jump in and enjoy it. And if so, please watch this video for further instructions. And I'll see you guys on the fields of Japan. Hey folks, welcome to a special video. I'm going to try as briefly as possible to go through a charitable contribution opportunity that you have. I'm going to be doing another playthrough of Nobunaga's... Okay, let's start this over. I'm not going to delete what I've already done. I'm going to start over. Hey, you guys remember Nobunaga's Ambition? Yeah, I do. I had fun playing that game, so I want to play it again. Some of you might be saying, but hey, there's a game called Nobunaga's Ambition, something else. I don't even remember what it was called, where you play as a single officer instead of a force. Yeah, I tried that. I didn't really enjoy it that much. Somebody else out there saying, hey, there was a Nobunaga's Ambition game for Noble, like Nobunaga's Ambition Taigen or Kessen. No, I didn't play that. Somebody else is saying, hey, not only did Grimmeth just get done doing a Total War series set in Sengoku, Japan, but there's a Total War game set in Three Kingdoms. You should be playing that. And I actually did buy that, and I've been playing it, and I might play that later. But now I'm going to play Nobunaga's Ambition again. And I'm going to make it something where you can donate to charity and help Zerfall's annual bike ride to fight MS in Canada and presumably elsewhere. So Zerfall's annual bike ride, which you may be familiar with if you're a longtime viewer on my channel, is coming up. As I record this, it's less than a week away. It is Saturday, July 13th, 2019, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern, and it will be an overnight stream. Zerf didn't name names, but I'll name names. People who typically would show up. Nobody has sworn and, written an oath in blood that they will be there this year. People's schedules will change, but it's usually something where people like Zerf and myself, Bobo the Vulture, Grimmeth and Lethal and All Dragon and J2J, John Jeremy, and others will be online and doing gaming and stuff, and there's a place for you to donate. And I'll put a link to that video as well. And it's to fight, I always pronounce it wrong, multiple sclerosis. In Canada, it's a degenerative neural disease. It's bad news. It needs to go away. And every year, Zerfall and some of his coworkers and friends and a bunch of people he doesn't know probably all do this charity bike ride. And people donate, and it's a good thing. And literally, Zerfall has parlayed his YouTube gaming hobby into thousands of dollars to fight MS in Canada, which I think is pretty cool. So in the past, I've made it where, you can donate $25 and I'll include you as a character in a future Romance of Three Kingdoms or Nobunaga's Ambition LP. It's going to be a little different this year. I want to play another playthrough of this game, but I don't want to spend tons of time building up and starting, because one of the things that makes it difficult for me to start a new playthrough of this game is not just that it's a long game, but also that sometimes I'll spend a lot of time doing creative characters for people to get them involved. So I don't want to make any more than 10. So what the offer on the table this year is that if you donate $100, and a small but considerable number of people were able to donate $100 or more in the previous charity streams. If you donate $100 or more, I promise you that I will include, if you submit one and you want one, that I will put your character in the next LP. If I get less than 10 people who do that, maybe I'll start going down the list of people who donated something, but that was less than 100. Or maybe I won't, but if you donate 100, you're pretty much guaranteed that you can have a character in this LP if you want to. You would need to donate $100. You get to fill in your name when you donate, so you can donate as your real name, you can donate as some goofy, wacky name, you can donate using your YouTube handle. You would need to donate as whatever your YouTube name is, because if you, in your comments to this video, you respond and you include your information on your character, I'd need to be able to see that same username. So, like, if All Dragon's real name is, I'm trying to come up with a goofy name for All Dragon. If All Dragon's real name in the real world was Percival Pershnimity, which it isn't, and he donated as Percival Pershnimity, and then he came back and said, hey, as All Dragon responded and said, here's my character that I want to use, I donated under the name Percival Pershnimity, I wouldn't really necessarily be able to do that. He would need to donate as All Dragon. So yeah, that's the thing. There's also a couple of characters who I'll probably, anybody who's actually an active participant in the stream, like, is, recording Jackbox party games and stuff. There's folks, if they want a character, I'll probably do one. Lethal and Grimmeth, and Zerf can certainly have a character, Ald and etc. Bobo. In the past, those guys have not always bothered to do a character if they're not going to watch the series, and Lord knows these are very long series. But that's it. That's basically the thing. You donate $100, you get a character. What's going to be a little different this time is that I've decided what scenario I'm doing, and since I'm only going to have 10 created officers, I'm just going to put them all in my force to avoid something we've had an issue with in the past where I'll do 30 characters or more characters than that even, and let you choose which force you want to be in, and then we never see you because the entire Let's Play series is from the perspective of my force. So every so often I'll do a video where I just kind of go through the list of characters and say where people's at, but we don't really get to see you. So I don't want to do that this time. I want to just have a small number of created characters. They'll all be in the force. If you don't get a created character, I hope you'll enjoy it anyway. What I had planned on doing was the One-Eyed Dragon, which is the DLC scenario for Masamune Date. It's a little funny. I've been trying to find any kind of walkthrough online to see all the events. I can't find one. They're all and the achievements are based on playing certain events, which you don't need this DLC to get. So there's a YouTube video, I know it is possible while playing as Masamune Date to participate in the Osaka campaign where you're besieging Yukimura Sanada and the last of the Toyotomi. And it is possible to go through and play through that scenario where Masamune would have been part of Ieyasu's coalition and betray Ieyasu's coalition. Is like a fantasy scenario. I've seen that on YouTube. I have no idea what you have to do to set that up because you can play through this whole game and wait for an event to trigger and it will never trigger. There are Date events that are baked into the normal game. I'm pretty sure I know how to see those. So what we're probably going to do is play the One-Eyed Dragon scenario and then switch over. Like I'll get to a certain year and then I'll probably start a new one in the Battle of Sekigahara scenario because, well, at least I'll play through till 1600, but if you play the One-Eyed Dragon scenario, sort of a thing happens where that has not happened yet. Because you can see in 1584, you still have the Mori, the Shimazu, you've got the Chosakabe have not completely taken over their island, whose name I always blank on. There's some clans at play that are kind of just gone well before the Toyotomi are kind of done for. So I'm blanking on all my names now. But Monkey Boy, Hideyoshi, he wipes out a lot of these clans, and then eventually he dies, and then you have Mitsunari trying to sort of take over what used to be his, and doing battle against Tokugawa, and by then the Hojo are gone, blah, blah, blah. I don't know that the One-Eyed Dragon scenario is going to really play through that properly. I think with the One-Eyed Dragon scenario, we can establish Masamune as the Lord of Oshu, and the most powerful man in the sort of the Northeast. But I don't know that we're actually going to be able to then play that straight through and get to his role in Tokugawa's coalition. One of the reasons I thought it would be interesting to play as Masamune as well is that, you play as Nobunaga, you're like, okay, well, I'm going to try to conquer Japan because he got right to the edge of conquering Japan. You can play as Hideyoshi and try to conquer Japan. You can play as Ieyasu and try to conquer Japan. You could even play as Mitsunari and try to conquer Japan because he was like first runner-up fighting against Ieyasu. But Masamune is a famous samurai lord who never really came close to conquering Japan. So it would be kind of interesting, hey, let's actually play through a story and see how far we get and where it goes, when there isn't really a realistic expectation that playing as the Date we would be able to conquer. But anyway, the idea would be to play as one of these scenarios and to actually have all the created officers who come in playing for the clan that I'm playing as, which is going to be the Date. I might change my mind before we start and do a different DLC because there's a DLC based on playing as Shingen. There's a DLC based on playing as oh my god, I'm blanking on his name. Bishamonten, the God of War guy. Kenshin Uesugi. There's even a scenario, I don't know if it's a DLC or not, where you can play as Nohime's father, the Viper of Mino, which might be interesting. It's another, like, far too small a force, but yeah, in theory you could take over that way. But the plan is to play as Nadate. Alright, that being said, I've got a bunch of edited officers already. I think I'm just going to delete them. Or go and clear them out so they don't appear. And if you already have an officer from previous play, you can let me know, or this could be a chance to do a brand new one. So I'm gonna go through the rules again quickly. JG Mystery, for example. We can go through real quick with him just to showcase what you would need to make an officer. So you'd have to go through all the different faces that are available. I'm going to give you male, female, EXT1, not in-game, because those are already the faces of historical officers. So, as you can see, some of these characters already have names, but I might be deleting the characters, so you can't really use that. But if you were going to play, you'd have to tell me, and I won't be unlocking new portraits, which has made this confusing in the past. But you need to tell me which row and which column. Okay, so this is all row 1. You can see everybody's faces. That's the first row of the male pictures. Second row of the male pictures, columns 1 through, what is this, 7? Yes. 7? The great Jack Avenger there. Some of these faces are like old friends that I remember seeing in... Lu Bu actually ended up in the Oda when we played this before. Others not so much. Funky old guy with T. You can use the names as a reference. There's Uncle Baldo. Some young guy. I was just thrilled to have that goofy white guy, Garth Morgan. And some kind of like Spanish clown. You can have Soup Phantom. I remember him. So where are we at? That was rows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Row 7. Go through this real quick. If you're not creating a character, it's probably now we're well and truly at a point. I love this guy's face here. What is this? Row 7, column 5. It looks like he's pretty goofy. And we got ninja officers. Various ninjas. But yeah, if you're not going to play, then there's Con Ringo is Zhao Buckethead here. If you're not actually going to play, there's probably not a whole lot of point in hanging around while I go through the portraits. But I also highly encourage people to select female officers. Toriyama Rosaru, I think, was Lethal's creation last time. He ended up being a massive pain because he started with the Hojo. But I always, Master Miller, I'm always excited to see people doing female characters just for the sake of variety, but I'm not planning on marrying off female created officers or anything like that. Earl King, I remember him. You just have kind of a lot of generic warrior-looking faces and generic civil officer faces, as you would expect to see. And by and large, people have hairstyles that are of the time. So when you are selecting a portrait, if you have donated $100 or more, you're going to want to choose male, female, EXT1, and then row number and column number. if, wow, he plays in a Bobo. So, let's see. Let's reset from a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So row 17 is the one that starts with an Abobo. Here's Vulture Bobo. Ryu Dragon. Some of these portraits I don't recognize because I think I unlocked them by winning the last playthrough, which is one reason I want to go through the portraits again, because my last video will now not have the same faces at the same row and column positions. And just keep right on going. There's a pretty cool portrait. You can have giant fluffy mint on your head. You can be the lead in a romantic drama. Grandma Reaper, who just has a sword. That's kind of his defining characteristic there. He looks like he's gonna freaking cut your throat. And of course, Coco Joko. Or Kojo Joko, excuse me. Now, if you choose one of these portraits and you have kind of a Japanese-sounding name, I might occasionally forget that you're a created character and think you're a historical figure that I don't know. Or if you have Night Demon in all caps, I will probably know that you are not a real figure from Sengoku period Japan. I'd forgotten how long this part of the video was going to take. Beat-Eye, Saruko the Ninja, and this person. I don't think I have as many female pictures to go through. Delicious Tacos with her awesome hat. Remember, you're going to need to tell me tab, male, female, EX1, and then, oops, sorry. This would be row 2, column 1, row 2, column 2, and which face you want. And honestly, the female portraits are even, in a sense, even more generic than the male portraits, because they're all just kind of drawings of Japanese women without a ton of difference. They vaguely have some of them dressed in armor, but I mean, that's kind of a fantasy conceit anyway. You didn't really have Kunoichi Smith. You didn't really have a lot of females leading troops in battle in that time. And yes, somebody in the comments can throw out one or two famous exceptions, but even the characters who like pop up in Samurai Warriors games, usually it was like they were present at some battle and didn't leave, I guess. They wouldn't typically don armor and lead troops. Kirahato, I vaguely remember. Last Let's Play this game was years ago now. This is one of those games you can't, like, if you want to play through it on all the different forces, Vulture Bean, and see all the different events, like, you could be at this game for a long time. Scotty North, I definitely remember. She was a pretty major officer for the Oda in my last playthrough. Okay, and then just a few more to work through, and we are done. So, the female tab, you've got, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 rows, 7 columns. The 11th row does not have pictures for all the columns. And then EX1. This is a very popular thing for people to pick from because it has kind of the goofier portraits. And they appear to be like some kind of funky portraits of characters in other Koei games. I mean, obviously this is probably supposed to be Masamune, and this is clearly supposed to be Hideyoshi, and this is clearly supposed to be Nobunaga, but I'm not sure what game version they're from. And again, you can pick a portrait that somebody has already used. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Yeah, you can pick a portrait someone's already using. Otherwise, I look at these. Some of these are characters that got dropped. I think they're unlocked bonus characters that you get by clearing scenarios. Because this portrait actually has, I believe, a bio associated with it in-game. So I don't know if some of these are from other games. Here's Yazuke. You can have his portrait if you want. So I think a lot of these are... Like, I know Zelnarak Tetsu no Kabe and Raphael Hashirama, I'm pretty sure, are created characters from a previous playthrough I did, but some of these are just... The game unlocks legendary officers. Alzarine is definitely one of mine. That's another... See, that's Masamune. This is Shingen. This is Kenshin. So I don't know. Don't know what to make of the EXT1 portraits other than... If somebody's already using your portrait here, go ahead and use it. And actually, for everybody, give me 2 or 3 portrait choices. Like, give me your first choice, second choice, third choice. Just in case everybody wants to be the exact same picture. Everybody wants to be I have a cold and I'm covering my face guy over there. Yeah, this part always takes forever. Kind of forgot about showing off the portraits. There's another picture of Masamune. We're going to have like a whole army of Masamunes all working for main Masamune. Another Hideyoshi. There's JG Mystery. He will probably be in the LP with unchanged stats, just working for the Date probably. There's the guy that I always thought Grimmeth would use. I think that might be like the Nobunaga's Ambition variant on a portrait Grimmeth is used in RTK games, but I might also just be talking rubbish. I should stop doing that. Princess Caden. Yeah, and I get that joke. Nice hat, buddy. Get another Nobunagaoid. I can always skip ahead until when I'm done going through the portraits. Spooky Samurai Warriors 4 Nobunaga. Yeah, these are the Samurai Warriors 4 portraits. I probably unlocked them somewhere along the way. Can tell they're Samurai Warriors 4, mostly because there are a few characters there that weren't in Samurai Warriors 2. I guess they could be Samurai Warriors 3 portraits, now that I think about it. That was on a Nintendo, kind of a weird Nintendo-only thing, and I never got to play those. J4W Pirate. Yeah, I feel like there's more portraits to choose from than there were the last time I did this, because I think I unlocked a bunch by conquering the land as, well, as Nobunaga, actually. There you go. Those are the portraits. Okay. Now, moving on. Jeez. Name. You need a last name and a first name. They can have up to 14 letters each. And your... whatever you put in as last name will appear after what you put in as first name in all text. So make sure you arrange it to appear the way you want it to. I'm JG Mystery. That has to do with like carrying on kind of an accidental jokish thing from a previous game where I didn't get the name orders correct. Put in a birth year. Remember, we're starting the Date stuff around 1585-ish. So you're going to want to probably be born in the 1560s to make sure that you're alive to support the Force. So I'll need to probably change that for Yeah, because I got JG Mystery here. He's only going to live about 30 years into this scenario. But you can set your active year. So I would just set your active year to be 1580. Matter of fact, if you don't put anything, I'll try to remember to do that. You can also choose your voice.
Leave it to me. Leave it to me. Leave it to me.
Apparently we don't get more than one sample to listen to.
Leave it to me. Leave it to me.
Just leave it to me. Leave it to me.
Oh, I like that one. I think that's the Jihao Dune voice actor.
Leave it to me.
Leave it to me.
Leave it to me.
Leave it to me.
Though actually all
Leave
these
it
sound
to
like
me.
that guy.
Just leave it to me.
Leave it to me.
Leave it to me. Please leave it to me. Please, leave it to me.
Female tender / takes too long to say
Please
stuff.
leave it to me. Leave it to me.
Leave it to me.
Leave it to me.
Leave it to me.
Leave it to me. Leave it to me.
Leave it to me.
Okay, so you can set your gender to male, female, pick a voice. We won't hear the voices very often. Nobody gets fathers or mothers, except that if Bobo's in it, I'll probably make him my relative. But yeah, I'm not messing with family ties of any kind. What would we do, baby, without us? Set your tenant to progressive, neutral, or conservative. If you want to make my life easier and we're playing as the Date, set it to progressive. Set your ideal to clan, talent, profit, justice, ambition, mastery, spirit, fame. Basically, this is... I don't think this means anything except that it affects how well you're going to get along with certain officers. But, yeah, it's like, you know, is the thing that you care most about the clan? Is it about talent, profit, etc.? I just went through them. You can interpret what you think they mean. Then we have range and loyalty. So the required loyalty, the maximum loyalty in the game, I believe, is 15. And the minimum is 1. So this sets... This is the range of loyalty. They give you a few points on either side. If your loyalty drops below that, you will be considered discontent, and it can be made possible for you to leave the force. So the lower your required loyalty is, that's like we don't have to go out of our way to make you happy for you to remain with the Date. And if you put it up to 10, or 9, it's like you're setting yourself up where I'm either going to have to make you a castle lord and give you lots of gifts to keep you happy, or just decide I don't give a shit and let you decide you're going to defect. So the lower your required loyalty is, the more likely you are to remain in our force. And I would care about people wanting to roleplay that more if it weren't for the fact that everybody's coming to my force. The tier S, C, B, A, S, I don't remember what that means. At one point, I knew. I don't remember what it means. Go ahead and pick B, A, S, C as your tier. Everybody gets to pick one tactic. I'm not going to read them all. I will give you a chance to read them yourself. So you can pause the video. I guess I'll read the names. Swift Concentrate, War Cry, Inspire, Rapid Assault, Staggered Firing, Sharpshoot, Caution, Roar, Pierce, Encourage, Cheer, Pursuit, Snipe, Heavy Crush, Phantom Foe, Keen Spear Arts, Instant Power, Tiger Hunting, Western Ace, Overbearing Power, Demon Kojima, which is, of course, Master Miller's skill, Imposing Guardian Technician, Crimson Spear, Ambush, Brandish, Great Blade, Blade Catcher, Skilled Spearsman, Ghost Coins, the 7 Leads, Vanguard, Winter Die, Crescent Moon, Dandy Assault, Bear of Hizen, Decapitator, 3 Arrows, Kuroda Warriors, Rampage, Luring Tactic, Triple Shooting, Against All Odds, Fixed Fire, Crack Troops, 5 Color Brigade, Rage, Potential, Perturb, Interfere, Provoke, Incite, Dishearten, Enrage, Bondbreaker, Intimidation, Absolute Strategy, and Analytic Strategy, Trickmaster, or Cunning Box. Pick one. Then we got lifespan. You're going to want to put in your birth year and your lifespan. I would suggest going for 100 and... Oh, I did 110. I guess it can go even higher than that. No. So I would just suggest doing 110 for birth year. I'm going to change right now to... I'm going to change right now to being ready to go for... I'll be in my 20s for any of the things where Masamune would be the man. So I would suggest 110 and 1560 as your birth year, something like that. That would have you a good long career under the date. For condition, location, station, don't worry about that, because everybody's just going to be working for the date. And then abilities. Here we go. So you have a total of 320 points to distribute between leadership, valor, intelligence, and pull. Leader and valor are primarily for military. One of them affects how much damage you do. The other one, how much damage you take. I honestly forget which one's which. I think valor might be damage dealt, and leader might be the ability not to take a lot of damage. Intelligence comes into play when you are doing anything involving diplomacy, negotiations, anything kind of espionage or spy-y. Trying to get another officer to leave their force, for example. To be perfectly honest, the times that those come up, you don't need a ton of people in your force who are good at that, because there's not that many things that intelligence really affects in this game. Pull, on the other hand, is pretty massive. Massive pull. The thing about the pull stat is that it affects how quickly you can build stuff in your cities, and also how quickly you can improve your city domestics. So as in all of these games, it's the least sexy, but sometimes the most useful stat. So like with JG Mystery, who I didn't want to particularly have be a big warrior guy, I have a very bland build of distributing 320 points by giving full marks to my non-war stuff and splitting my other war stuff. But as you can see, 320 means you're going to be very much a well above average character. Everybody who has a character in this is going to have kind of elite-ish stats. So if you decide you want to concentrate on war, you do 100 and 100 in Valor and Leader, you're going to be pretty damn powerful. And if you distribute your other points, let's say you decide, oh, well, JG said intelligence doesn't come up often, so I'm just going to have 100 leadership, 100 valor, 100 pull, and only 20 intelligence. Well, I don't know for sure that intelligence doesn't have some negative things, like during battle makes you more likely to fall for enemy tactics. I don't know the game well enough to know if that makes a difference, but that would be a build that you could do. So those are your abilities. And then with traits, okay, you also need to pick a growth type. So there's a couple of growth types: moderate, leader, valor, intelligence, pull, versatile, versatile leader, versatile valor, versatile intelligence, versatile pull, brave, brave gunner, brave spearman, brave horseman, fierce, fierce gunner, fierce spearman, fierce horseman, civil officer, diplomatic monk, minister, tactician, adjunct, regent, brutal, naval master, fortifier, master fortifier, expert fortifier. And you can actually see on the right some of the traits that you will learn as you go. Woman. Woman. Maiden warrior, tragic beauty, homemaker, female daimyo, kunoichi, night demon, ogre, tiger, luring, faith, cannon, iron chips, novice ninja, ninja, elite ninja, blade master, unlucky, lucky, mitsuhide, neomasa, mitsunari. These are just actual historical guys. But the thing to bear in mind about any of these is that this is just affecting what traits and stuff you learn as you level up. I'm not going to be role-playing anybody. I'm going to be playing as a whole force. So, like, if you get little bonuses every so often from leveling up, great. It's not something I'm really going to be following closely. But we did go through them. You can pause and look at any of the ones that you're interested in. And then for traits, you can pick two traits. And which traits you get, like, for example, if I switch JG Mystery to leader, now he has a different set of traits that he could learn. But he's a civil officer, so those are the traits he can learn. So this gets kind of complicated, but I think if I just go through them all, they'll be here. Agility, Blitz, Swift, Rush, Spearwall, Hero, Rouse, Reckless, Desperation, Fierce Attack, Impregnable, Courage, Schemer, Tactician, Strategist, Ingenious Scheme, Guardian, Genius, Politician is grayed out for me, and Statesman. Minister, Talented, Charismatic, Earthwork Expert, Flood Controller, Golden Touch, Diplomat, Emissary, Swindler, Expert, Fortifier, Virtue, Civil Defender, Progressive, Equestrian, Red Cavalry, Spear Combat, Spearmaster, Marksman, Power Volley, Guts, Short-Tempered, Capture, Lucky, Unlucky, Night Demon, Ogre, Tiger, Speedy, Fleet-Footed, Logistics, Logistics Expert, Poor Siege, Siege Master, Assault Master, Fortifier, Master Fortifier, First Strike, Vanguard Master, Rear Guard, Sakuma, Rear Guard Master, Ninja, Elite Ninja, Maiden Warrior, Femme Fatale, Adjunct, Homemade, Field Master, Naval Master, Cannon, Iron Chips, Fortitude, Ward, Combat Eyes, Hardline, Wave Attack, Faith, Ferocity, Shutout, Master, Hawkeye, Blade Master, Retreat Tactics, Family Unity, Indomitable Spirit, Fear Not Death, True Warrior, Usurpation, Eccentric, Valiant Leader, One-Eyed Dragon, Glorious Warrior, Western Titan, Scheme Master, Furuk Kazan, God of War, and Nobunaga's Ambition. So that's it. You can pick a growth type and 2 traits. Don't spend a ton of time worrying about them. I went for Statesman and Talented based solely on, these are things that I would be learning anyway over the course of leveling up. But less labor needed for infrastructure, gain experience for other abilities too. So, yeah. I'm a civil officer, so I'm making my character good at civil stuff. So there you have it, folks. That's it. If you want to donate $100 to Zerf's charity stream, the links are in the description below. Then you can put in all the information needed, and you will be on the Date force as they try to take over Japan. Or, like I said, if we're not really in a position to take over Japan, just see how far we can get and what we can do, and build up some cool stuff in the northeast of Japan as far as open trading with the West. Could be pretty fun. Anyway, see you guys in a future video when I'm playing this game. Hopefully some people will actually donate. And again, if you don't think you could donate 100, but you can donate something, and you feel like it, go ahead and make a character, because if I don't have enough people donating 100, I'll probably just grab a few who didn't donate 100. And that'll be a thing.